Hello everybody, my name is Baruch, and welcome back to another video. Today is going to be an art video, and yeah, it's my first art video in a long time, but it is indeed here, and it's gonna be great. I'm going to be doing a bit of a tutorial, kind of draw with me, on a rolling hills kind of scene. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty good, I think. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. This is hopefully what we are going to draw by the end. And I'm using Krita, which is a free and open source software very similar to Photoshop that excels in 2D animation and drawing. I absolutely love Krita, and I will leave a link to download it in the description section down below. This was made on Krita 4.4.8, but it's probably not going to change much into Krita 5 and beyond. Before this video starts, I just want to say a huge thank you for everyone who has subscribed recently. We are so close to 50 subscribers, and I would really appreciate it if you would check if you are subscribed. And if you're not subscribed and you enjoy the video, please do consider it, as it helps me out a lot. Also, I'm really sorry that I have not been uploading a lot. I'm going back to school, as most of us are, and things have just gotten a little bit out of hand. However, I am trying to release 2 stupid craft videos per month, as well as I'm going to try. I'm kind of famous for saying this in the past, but I'm going to try to do 1 Minecraft video that's not about stupid craft and 1 art video that's not about stupid craft every month. So we'll see how all of that goes. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay everybody, so once you load up Krita, you are going to go ahead and click New File. The dimensions for mine that I'm going to be using is 2000 pixels wide by 1600 high, and we'll just use 100 resolution, because why not? And you'll just click Create, and this will give you a blank canvas. So over here, and yours may look a little bit different from mine because I've been using Krita a while and I've configured it to how I like it, but over here you'll see this layers area. Now you have paint layer 1 and background, so you're going to hit this little unlock button so you can actually use background. And you're going to go over here to the bucket tool and click it, or you can press F to get there quickly. And then you're going to put your sky color in. I'm going to do a pretty pale blue color. Maybe a little bit more blue than that, but I like to keep my skies pretty pale. Then on paint layer 1, I'm going to rename that to Hill 1, and we're going to have 3 hills. I'm going to have 3 hills in mind. You can do however many hills you want. So now you're going to go back to the brush, or by pressing B, and I'm going to go with a brush size of about maybe about 300. Yeah, that should be good enough. Okay, so now I'm going to grab a nice green color, and on hill 1, on my layer hill 1, I'm just going to draw a nice green hill. That's on the layer hill 1. And yeah, this is a little display of what we have drawn on this layer. Yeah, so now we're going to create a new one and call this Hill 2. And then I'm going to make it a little bit of a darker color. And, now you're going to drag Hill 2 to just behind Hill 1. 1 layer below it. So it should go Hill 1 in the very front, then Hill 2, and then background. So now anything you draw will be behind this hill, which makes it very good. I just pressed Ctrl Z to delete that, as that was just my example. So now I'm going to start kind of low off here and go up with a hill like that. I don't quite like that, so I'm going to do Ctrl Z, or you can click this little undo right there. Let's see, I feel like, so the first hill you're going to want to kind of go up a little bit like that to get a pretty nice slope effect, and let it meet up under here. So the idea is that this here is in front of this, and it disappears behind there. Now you're going to make a new layer and put it behind hill 2 and call it hill 3. So you have hill 1, hill 2, hill 3, and background. Now I'm going to make this even darker shade slightly. Now everything I put here is going to be behind both of my first 2 hills. But I'm just going to start off low again and go up a little bit higher with my second hill. Yeah, okay, so now we have our 3 hills and our background. Now we're going to add a new layer that I'm going to call sun. Now, the reason I'm doing a different layer for everything is because it helps keep things a bit more organized, I find, and overall just helps you draw a little bit more efficiently. Yeah, so you're going to make a layer called sun and put it above all of your other layers, and I'm going to pick out a nice color for my sun, another kind of pale white, and go to my brush. And I'm going to make this, I'm going to make this 1,000 pixels large, okay? I want this to be nice and big. Now, so I want this to be really big. Now, I'm not going to make my sun like that, though you can. It's just kind of, I mean, it's a good sun, but it's not great. So we're going to undo that, and instead, down here where it says brush presets, you're going to find this airbrush. Now, when you draw with this, you're going to have to bring the pixel size back up, but you'll see it's a bit of a different type of brush. So if we undo that, right, and in the corner we click once, we have a bit of a thing there. Then if we click a whole bunch of times, we've got a nice little sun there. So I think it looks pretty nice. Then you can go back to the basic 1 brush over here. Yep, okay, so now what is next? Well, this looks nice, but it could be better. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to add in some trees to make it feel a little bit more alive. So I'm going to make my trunks brown, dark red. I'm going to add a new layer called trees. And that's going to be above all the other layers. Actually, I think sun will be slightly above that, because I want, if any of my trees accidentally overlap with the sun, I want the sun to take priority. So I'm going to click on my trees layer, and I'm going to go to the line tool right here, and probably put my pixel size as about 10. So in order to make this look semi-realistic, you want to draw your trees smaller at the back and bigger at the front of the picture to really bring home that illusion of depth perception. Because if you make your trees trunks all like this, no matter where they are, it's just not going to look very realistic, because it's the same no matter what hill it's on, even though this hill is pretty clearly way in front of this hill. So we're going to undo all 3 of those, and I'm going to start way in the back here with the pixel size of like 8. You know, I'm just going to keep it really small. And I'm just going to put maybe one there, keeping them pretty short in perspective, because then we can make taller ones up here on the first hill. Now, the second hill here is probably a little bit closer than this third hill, meaning we can make them a little bit bigger. And you know, while we're at it, how about we up size to 10 for 10 pixels? The way I change the pixel size by entering a number is by right-clicking on it, and then you can enter in whatever number you want. It just has to be under 1,000 for it to actually register. So with a pixel size of 10, we're going to go here and just add maybe 2 trees on this hill. And we'll do 2 trees per hill. Then we're going to up it to like 13 or so, and add in bigger trees up on the first hill to really show that this hill is in front of these other hills. So now we have the tree trunks done, so we're going to go to green and get a nice green color. And we're probably going to want a pixel size of about 50 for these trees in the back here. So I just want to draw a little circle on top of each of them, a bit more of an oval shape. And maybe in a minute we'll add some apples, little fruit to these to make them fruit trees, to give it a little bit more color. So then maybe we'll go up to about 60 just to make these trees a little bit bigger than the ones in the hill behind it. This doesn't look so good. You know, maybe I'm going to remove that tree. So I'm going to undo that. And I'm going to do Control-click to grab this color. And then just sort of color over it. Zoom in. Get it. Then get this color. Then wipe it over like that. That's a bit more of an advanced technique though. So you might not be doing that at first if you are new to Krita. I'm going to grab this color again. And, you know, maybe this shouldn't be here either. So now we'll actually add these in about 15 brush size up at the front. We'll make sure they don't intersect with the sun too much. So after that quick diversion, I'll get back up with about 70 pixel size and do these trees. And I really like the way the airbrush that we used for the sun looks on that tree. So I'm glad that I moved it over a little bit. Yeah. So now I think we are going to add some apples to the tree. So we'll do pixel size of about 10 maybe in the back. No, that's a little small. Do 20 in the back to add some nice apples to our trees. Then maybe on the front layers here we'll do 25 as our pixel size. And then we should be good. And I would be happy to call this picture finished. Now, of course, there are more things that we could add to this to make it more detailed and a little better. So one thing I might try is if I use this to make my brush selection menu a little bit bigger. If I scroll down to the bottom, there are these special brushes. And if you click on one of them, they're actually stamps, and they stamp things. So this one does like little grass tidbits. So I'll just get rid of those. But what I could do is if I grab this color and just make it a little bit darker, I could, if I wanted to, go in and add things like that. I don't think I'm going to in this, just because I don't think they really suit this style. I was going for a pretty basic color palette, and these are just pretty detailed, so I'll just get rid of those using Control-Z. But there are all sorts of things we can do. There's some other little plants, you know. So if this is something you might want to try, definitely try and mess around with these brushes, because you might find something that you really like. Like if I wanted to detail one of my hills, I could do something kind of like this, like this sort of a thing, and kind of keep it going all the way up to the top. And it doesn't look too bad, right? But I'm just gonna get rid of all of that for now. Oops, I accidentally undid some of my apples there. Okay. Yeah, well, I think that is probably going to be it for this video. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you back here next time for more Minecraft, more Earth, and more me.